So you're thinking about moving to Springfield, Virginia, but maybe you've never even heard of Springfield, Virginia. In this video, we're going to cover the pros and cons, the good and the bad of living in Springfield, Virginia. If you're considering moving here, this video is definitely for you. Stick around until the very end because we're going to share tips throughout the entire video. And without further ado, let's get started. If this is your first time with the channel and you're interested in everything about living in Northern Virginia, be sure to hit that subscribe button below and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll be the first to know about the current market in Northern Virginia. My name's Amanda, and the team and I get calls every day from people just like you looking for help to make a move to Northern Virginia, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All that information is in the description below, and we can help you make a smooth move to Northern Virginia. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Springfield, Virginia. Springfield is about 15 miles outside of Washington, D.C., and it's home to about 100,000 people. So it's a very large area. If you're checking things out online and you just Google how many people live in Springfield, you're probably going to see that figure is going to be about 32,000. And the reason for that is there is Springfield, there's West Springfield, there's North Springfield, and there's also Newington. And all of those are a Springfield address, but the locals know that there are certain areas that are technically labeled differently with the West or the North or Newington. So the 100,000 figure for the population is all of those areas combined because they are technically Springfield proper. So let's dive into the pros of living in Springfield, Virginia. Number one, the location. It is a great location because of its proximity to DC. And so many people that move to the Northern Virginia area are looking at being employed in DC or Tyson's Corner. Those are two big employment hubs. And as far as proximity to Tyson's Corner, Springfield is probably about a 35-40 minute commute because of the traffic that we have in Northern Virginia. But it's still, for this area, that's considered a reasonable commute. Another great aspect about the location of Springfield is you are close to daily needs, grocery stores, pharmacies, schools, everything is nearby. So that makes daily life easy on top of wherever you're commuting for work, if that happens to be into the city. Pro number two about living in Springfield, Virginia are the wonderful parks and lakes in the area. Lake Accotink is a 493 acre park, and the lake itself is 55 acres. It is a beautiful area. There's a marina, you can rent bikes, carousel, there's mini golf, picnic tables if you want to hang out for the afternoon and enjoy a meal. It really is a lovely place to just disconnect and enjoy nature. And it's relatively quiet there. I walk my dogs there frequently, and you'll run into people on the trail, but it's not overwhelming. And I really like that you can just enjoy a quiet afternoon and not be surrounded by a bunch of people if that's not what you're looking for. Lake Mercer is another great place to visit in Springfield, and its loop is about 4.2 miles. So if you wanted to walk the whole thing, it would probably take you about an hour and a half. It's definitely not a difficult hike by any means. Lake Mercer is situated in a park that's 153 acres, but a lot of it is heavily wooded, so you probably won't veer off the trail too much. And then another great place to check out in Springfield is Hidden Pond Nature Center, and that's a great place to go bird watching if that's something that you enjoy. And of course, you can just stroll along the trails. Dogs are welcome as well. And again, it's another great place to enjoy an afternoon. Springfield, if you like the outdoors and enjoy visiting parks and seeing lakes, it is definitely a great place to call home. Pro number three, The school system in Springfield is highly sought after. A lot of locals will actually move from other areas in Northern Virginia into Springfield to become a part of their popular school system. Two come to mind, West Springfield High School is a highly sought after school and was actually just ranked in the top 1,000 high schools in the country. So that's a pretty impressive stat. And here locally, it's ranked number 19 in Virginia. And ranked just one notch before that at number 18 is Lake Braddock Secondary School. That composes of grades 7 through 12, but they are also a highly sought after school in the area. Pro number 4 about Springfield, Virginia are your shopping and dining options. Everything is super close by in Springfield, so no matter what area of Springfield you're in, you're really gonna be maybe 5 minutes, no more than 15 minutes away from all of these. Springfield Town Center is a big attraction in the area where a lot of the locals go. It used to be Springfield Mall, and it closed down for a couple years and was completely redeveloped. And then it reopened as Springfield Town Center in 2014. It's got over 100 stores if you want to hit the mall and do some shopping. But it also has on the exterior portion of the mall a lot of great dining options. LA Fitness is also there if you're looking for a nice fitness facility. LA Fitness is certainly a great option, and Target is also there as well. One of my favorite places at Springfield Town Center is Yard House. It definitely gets popular, so you'll probably want to plan ahead. But they've got some really lovely outdoor seating if the weather is nice, and then they've got more TVs than I could ever count inside if you're a sports fan and you want to catch the game. Other dining options in Springfield, El Paso Mexican restaurant, a great place to go enjoy some Mexican food. And another one that is really popular is Della J's Soul Food, and their food is delicious. It's a little more off the beaten path. You probably wouldn't easily find it unless you were looking for it, so make a note of that if you're coming to Springfield to go check out Della J's. All right, so now we need to jump into the cons. Like every area, Springfield does have some cons depending on what you're looking for. The first con about living in Springfield is that a car is going to be the main mode of transportation. Now there is access, there are bus stops in and throughout Springfield, and Franconia Springfield Metro Station is not all that far no matter where you live in Springfield. But when you're talking about getting around day to day, you really are going to need a car in Springfield. It's not a highly walkable area. So if that's something that you're looking for and you want to be able to just walk out of your place and go grab a drink or a meal or go see a movie, Springfield's probably not going to be your best option. Con number 2 is the traffic. And that's going to be a recurring theme for pretty much any city in Northern Virginia. Our traffic here is just terrible, and it's sort of just a way of life. If you live here long enough, you're used to sitting in bumper to bumper traffic. Springfield is one that I want to touch on though, because Springfield is home of the Mixing Bowl. And the Mixing Bowl is known well outside of the DMV for being a nightmare for traffic. And the reason for that is when you're coming up 95, it splits off to 495 to 395, and it has multiple exits for 495 depending on what direction of the Beltway you want to go in. And if you're not familiar with that, it will really stump you. I remember when I first moved into the area, I grew up in Leesburg, and I moved into the city, into Alexandria. I took the wrong ramp on the Mixing Bowl probably a dozen times before I really figured it out. So that's definitely a little tricky as far as traffic goes in Springfield. Con number 3 about Springfield, Virginia is there is not a lot of new construction. So if you are thinking about moving to the area and you really want to purchase a new construction home, Springfield is not going to be your best option. It is heavily developed in Springfield. You may find a one-off custom home that's being built on a lot here and there, but you're not going to find any large subdivisions that are under construction just because there is no land left in order to do that. So that pretty much sums up the pros and the cons, the good and the bad of Springfield, Virginia. If you have a specific question about Springfield or just would like some more information in general, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email. All of that information is in the description below, along with some other helpful links. And until next time, we hope you all take care. Thanks for tuning in. Also, if you hear some snoring in this video, it is my French Bulldog, Elvis.